Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm doing my transfer daily again, guys. My transfer daily. Um, Hi and welcome along to the Transfer Daily show, guys. The show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked to a summer transfer to Arsenal. We move into a brand new week, guys. Of course, the Granit Xhaka situation is still hanging over us, guys, and that's basically what I'm going to talk about, among other things. Um, as we move into a brand new week, guys, we get the big announcement of the big summer signing, which is, of course, Ben White. He's getting his medical done on Wednesday, guys. There are rumours, there are different rumours that the medical is going to be on Wednesday. It would all be announced sometime this week, and Ben White will finally become an Arsenal player. As I said on yesterday's show, guys, it's the big gamble this summer for Mikel Arteta. He sent out Saliba on loan. It's the price tag, guys, £50 million, which is what's kind of paying, which is what's people making think of it, guys. Before I get into that, guys, I'm just going to ask you to like and subscribe to my Arsenal YouTube channel, Old School Gunner. Follow me, guys, on Instagram and Old School Gunner. It's up to my channel also, Old School Gunner. Hope you had a good weekend, guys. I'm going to get straight into it, so let's go from here. Talk a little bit about the transfers, guys, and see what's going on. Also, let's talk about Granit Xhaka. News is coming in, guys, that Mikel Arteta has been given permission to sign a replacement for Granit Xhaka. So that's great news for all Arsenal fans, guys. We wanted him out of the club for a long time. Finally, looks like that's going to happen. But more importantly, guys, never mind Xhaka, he's not important. The important thing is, guys, that we get an able replacement. That's all that matters. So let's just get straight into it. The signings about Ben White, though, guys, I'm going to go back to. It's one of those signings that has to work for Mikel Arteta. You compare him to other defenders, compare him to Varane. If he gets around 50 million, it's a huge move for Ben White. But what I've heard about him, guys, he can hand pressure. It's one of those signings for the future, guys. But his Premier League experience, guys, it's a 5-year contract if it works out. 50 million signing. I'm looking forward to seeing an announcement, guys. But like I said, guys, Ben White has Premier League experience. He has Premier League experience. And that for me is worth its weight in gold. 50 million was a lot to pay for him, guys. But I honestly think we needed it. I honestly think we needed that player. We also need a CAM, guys. We also need an unknown striker. That's about Ben White, guys. The medical is going to take place on Wednesday. Great news for us, guys. But I'm going to focus now on Granit Xhaka. What's actually going on with him? As you all know, guys, he has a proposed move in the region of 18 million. That's a lot to pay for a player of his limited quality, guys. But there you have it. 18 million, guys. He's supposed to be going to Jose Mourinho at the AS Roma. Hopefully that deal will be get done, guys. Like I was talking to Arsenal Alex earlier, guys. Yeah, like I said to him, guys, the worst thing for Arsenal, the worst case scenario, guys, is come the new season, and it's just around the corner, guys, the first game against Brentford. August the 13th, guys, is the kickoff for the new season. That's our first match against Brentford. But worst case scenario for the Arsenal guys and Arsenal fans is if Xhaka's still at the club come the new season. I mean, he's a very disruptive influence, if you ask me, and I can't wait to see the back of him, and I'm going to say it straight. I respect everyone's opinion, but Xhaka out all the way. And Arteta can follow him, to be honest. Two of them. Dead weight, guys. Bringing the club down. Right. Talk about Xhaka for a minute, guys. The deal is very slow. It was expected that as soon as the Euros finished, the deal would be done. It hasn't been done yet. The sticking point tends to be the fee. Arsenal are holding out for 17 million, actually, guys. 17 million. And Roma are trying to get it done for a little bit less. Yeah, hopefully they can iron out a deal, guys, because like I said, it would be a nightmare if he was still at the club come the new season. Do you still believe, guys, that this deal will happen? It has stalled a bit at the moment because of the fee. But for me, the moves that are being made, the things that are happening, for me, it does mean that this deal is going to get done and Granit Xhaka is going to move on. Of course, news is coming in now that it actually has stalled. The move has stalled. But guys, like I said, whatever we can get for him from AS Roma, we should move that player on ASAP. It's very important, guys, that we can get money for these kind of players before it becomes too late, before they stay at the club for another season and bring us down once more. He's a very average player, guys, bang average. He's one good game in 10, and I'm being nice there when I say, yeah, hopefully the move has not stalled, guys, but reports are coming in has stalled. And of course, it will not be the best possible situation for all Arsenal fans. Locatelli, he's the number one choice, it would seem, guys, that we want a striker to replace Alexander Lacazette, of course. If we move on Alexander Lacazette, guys, we can get Locatelli, but his first choice is to go to Juventus. They have been talking to Sassuolo, his club. He does want to stay in Italy, and he does want Champions League football, guys. It's going to be very hard for us to get Locatelli. But Juventus don't want to pay the 35 million that is the one for him, guys. Which I already said that they will pay. So there you go. Maybe it's not completely dead in the water yet, guys. He wants Champions League football, guys. He wants Champions League football. But Juventus aren't willing to match his club Sassuolo want for him. He wants the league, he wants football, I want to match that. Arsenal have already said they will match 35 million. So what do you think we're going to get him? Are we going to get him? It would be an absolute godsend if we player, guys. Much needed quality in the forwards. Of course, I can see Alexander Lacazette stepping aside for him. Lacazette, in fairness to him, was our leading scorer last season, guys. He scored 20 goals for us last season. He was our leading scorer in the Premier League. Season top scorer. Not Aubameyang, guys. Not Aubameyang. I honestly think Aubameyang has more talent. He has more ability. That's why I'm plumping for him. Of course, we're going to have Gabriel. Yeah, the other striker we have, guys. The Brazilian striker, the young guy. Of course, we're going to have him too, guys. But you'd have to say, guys, we definitely need a top class guy in the forwards. Absolutely, 100%, guys. Just going to have a bit of water there, guys. It's absolutely roasting in Venezuela. Alright, sorry about that, guys. It's like an inferno over here where I am in Venezuela, guys. Okay, it's hotter than you could ever imagine. Right, but yeah, Locatelli, a fantastic signing, guys. I would love to see him at the club. Arsenal are willing to match the 35 million asking fee that Sassuolo want. Like I said, Juventus aren't. That could be a sticking point, guys. Yeah, let's get into it, guys. It could be a 2-year loan deal, guys. Similar to what they did with Chiesa, but it's been rejected out of hand by Sassuolo. There's also been reports that Juventus offered to bid 30 million euros, which falls way short of what Sassuolo are looking for, guys. They're going to talk about it again this week. Arsenal, they could still oppose if this doesn't get done. A lot of it, of course, depends on Locatelli himself, guys. I mean, player power. What his agent thinks. Will he just hold out and hold out and hold out until the Juventus deal gets done? It's still very interesting on that one, guys. Who's going to replace Granit Xhaka? Or could it be Dennis Zakaria? I spoke about him yesterday, guys. These rumours are not going away. I was talking to a friend of mine, an FC Basel fan. Of course, he's a Swiss fan too, guys, living in Zurich. He says that Zakaria is not as good as Xhaka. So maybe we will want to be careful there, because the last thing we want to do is get a player worse than the worst player at the club. So there you go. Zakaria is a Swiss international. He plays for Borussia Mönchengladbach, plays for Switzerland as well. He's a holding midfielder, guys, but he's got a lot of physicality. He presses the ball, which is something Mikel Arteta has spoken about. He wants a player that can press in the midfield. Of course, it makes sense. You see a lot of times with Granit Xhaka, he wins the ball, but he can't track it back. He can't press, and he just passes it off. There's a space in front of him. He won't drive into that space. He won't draw players towards him. He's a very basic player. Whereas Zakaria, defensive midfielder, strong. He's a big lad, 6'3". He wins that ball in midfield. He presses it if there's a chance to do so. Also, he covers a lot of miles, guys. He covers every blade of grass. He's a very complete player. His style of play is very suited to the Premier League. Will Arsenal move for him, guys? Dennis Zakaria, Swiss international at Borussia Mönchengladbach. Of course, a teammate of Granit Xhaka. We know that Borussia Mönchengladbach, the chief for the club, he came out and said Zakaria told him he wants to leave this summer. He wants to go. He wants to play elsewhere. All the talk is that he wants to come to the Premier League. Will Arsenal be attractive enough for Zakaria? I think so. I mean, you've got to look at City as well, but City do have a lot of players in that area. They probably don't need the player. If Arsenal move, could they get this one done? It would be a good signing, guys. It would be a lot less than, for example, paying for like Fasuma. Arsenal reportedly think the price for Basuma is way too high. Like it's in the region of 50 million. It's going to be interesting to see how the Zakaria works out, guys. He's still been continually linked to say. As I said, rumours are that Edu and Mikel Arteta have been given a green light to come and sign the player, a replacement for Granit Xhaka. Mike Biret, I'm going to talk about him. Arsenal have been seriously linked with him. He now has joined the squad, guys. He plays for Fulham. He's 18. Last year, he scored 21 goals in 21 appearances for the Arsenal team. He's seen as one of the hottest prospects around, guys. He had 21 goals in 21 games, 13 assists. He's a goal machine, guys. He was up for a new contract at Fulham. He's refused it, and now he has come to Arsenal. Of course, when a player does that, it's a very clear statement of intent that you don't want to stay at the club, guys. Like I said, guys, he's 18 years old, guys. Biret. He's joined the club from Fulham. He scored 21 goals in 21 games, guys, for the under-19 team, and 13 assists. Absolute goal machine. Of course, it's one of those players for the future, guys. So he's going to sign a brand new deal with Arsenal, guys. He's on the verge of that. It's going to be a free deal. Again, positive, guys. There's moves being made. We've seen this sort of age groups of players Arsenal have got at the moment. Younger players. Berit would come in. If he was there the first team set up, I doubt it straight away. But the guy is a goal machine, guys. He knows where the goal is. Like 21 goals in 21 games and 13 assists. He deserves to be given a chance as much as anyone, guys. As much as Lacazette. May sound crazy like that, but when is the last time Arsenal really took a chance on a young player and encouraged that player and supported that player to be the best he can be? I mean, serious now, guys. We don't seem to encourage players to come out and play and give them that freedom. What about Aaron Ramsdale, guys? What a wicked spin. Every Arsenal fan has been talking about this deal. A lot of Arsenal fans, like myself and Arsenal Alex, we honestly don't think he's good enough. The speculation is that it's 30 million. It's been turned down. Now Sheffield is saying they want 32 million. They say that Arsenal have put a third and final bid in of £18 million with add-ons of about 7 million. If certain targets are hit, that is going to be the third and final offer. I honestly think that's a fair offer from Arsenal for the player. He's no Jordan Pickford. He's not at that level. Sheffield United want 32 million for him, guys. He might get 25 with add-ons if things go good. But I mean to say, why would they sell it for more or less the same price that they bought him? That makes sense. But this is going to be the third and final offer from Arsenal. 18 million plus 7 million add-ons if things work out. I'm not sure about Aaron Ramsdale, guys. And the thing is, are we looking to buy him as a number one or as a number two? Is he going to be the number two? Coming on, Ramsdale, you're number two to Bert Leno, but push Leno all the way. And whoever's the best keeper gets that spot. If that's the signing, if that's what we can get for 18 million, that starts to make a bit more sense to me. If he's coming in at 32 million and he's coming in to replace Leno, I'd be strictly against that signing, guys. But let's see how it works out, guys. We're going to continue to hear about it. I think it was Sky were reporting yesterday, Sky Sports guys, that it's Arsenal's their third and final bid for the player, guys. 18 million plus 7 million add-ons, 25 million in total. But Sheffield are looking for 32 million for the player, guys. So we'll have to see how that works out. Yeah. Make sure you keep it locked, guys. Check out that news. I'm just going to talk about something else now, quickly. Let's get into that, guys. So let's see. A lot of people out there, guys, they're talking about the whole Aaron Ramsdale situation. A lot of fans out there think that if Arteta actually signs Ramsdale, people have been saying to me he should get into comedy. He should be doing stand-up. Because it would be that humorous, like the whole Emi Martinez thing, one of the greatest goalkeepers in the world, guys, and we let him go to Aston Villa. We could have held on to him. Yeah, that doesn't really make sense, guys, at all, to be honest. I can't understand it, but there you go. It's been taking a bit of water again there, guys. Sorry. It's lost the water. Just going to address the comment I got, guys. Eric Jabo, I'm just going to put that up there. Hey, Eric, how are you getting on? I hope you're good and that you're enjoying the show. What do you think about the whole situation with the Arsenal transfers? What do you think about Granit Xhaka? What do you think about Aaron Ramsdale? That whole situation, we're being linked to every player under the sun, guys. Manuel Locatelli, let me know what you think of that, Eric. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to the show, and I hope you're well. I'm just going to crack on with the rest of it, guys. Okay, so here we go, guys. Going to crack on with that there. So let's talk about Aaron Ramsdale, guys, for a little bit. Of course, the way things are looking, guys, it's a very, very, very confusing thing that's been happening, guys, with the player. I mean, the whole situation is laughable. We already had a fantastic player. We already had a fantastic player last season. We had him in Martinez. We let him know to Villa. Did any of you guys, I'm just going to talk about the Millwall game there, our 4-1 win over Millwall at London Colony. Did any of you get a chance to see that game, guys? What did you make of it? Of course, we had a behind closed doors friendly game at the weekend against Millwall. We beat them 4-1. Of course, that was the day we should have been in the Europa. We should have been over in the Florida Cup semi-final in Orlando, in the United States, against Inter Milan. But because some representatives of the team actually attracted, that was put to bed, guys. I was getting a bit of stick from Millwall fans last season about the state of the club, guys. So that was a good win for us, guys. I was happy with it. Okay. I'm just going to talk a little bit about Bukayo Saka, guys, and about Arsenal. Are they ready, guys? Are they ready for the new season? What do you think, guys? Are they going to make going forward? Saka definitely is rested now. He should be well up for the new season, guys. Emile Smith Rowe also. But are we ready for the new season, guys? What do you think about it? The signings we have made, we still need a CAM, guys, and an out-and-out striker. And that's all there was about it. About Saka, guys, I suppose if I talk about the Euros first, guys, and the penalties, he obviously wanted to take one, guys, and the manager decided who the 5 to be. But it's obviously the position he took it. Don't be taking number 5, the 5th penalty. I generally don't understand the nature behind putting the youngest, most experienced player take the hardest penalty. He was the only player in the squad that has not taken higher pressure penalties, is not used to it. Yeah. The player that I couldn't understand really, guys, was Marcus Rashford, guys. He stepped up, I get it. he's taken higher pressure penalties before. But the logic behind bringing 2 players on with a minute to go and saying, you know what, your first touch in the game is actually going to be the penalty. I don't know what the logic is. When the manager has clearly not trusted either of them in the tournament, and now he trusts them to take 2 of the most important penalties in the history of England football, guys. That's a simple fact. Apart from Bukayo Saka being injured against Ukraine, Jadon Sancho wouldn't have played any minutes, guys. The only reason he started against Ukraine was because Bukayo Saka was injured. Apart from that, he's not even been on the pitch. He's got about 5 or 10 minutes. I mean, and then you trust him to go on and take the biggest penalty kick. I mean, I think Sterling has missed 3 of his last 5, but Saka, Sancho, yeah, I can get the reason behind that. Harry Maguire had never taken a professional penalty before. His was the best out of the entire lot. He just smashed it in, walk up, bang. No one can argue with that. I've always said that. Don't do this stuttering, going around that. Straight run up, guys, crack it into the back of the net. Unfortunately for Saka, that was a real blow, guys. But I'm sure he's recovered from it. He's back. He's a young player, whole career in front of him, guys. Fantastic talent. But yeah, the way the penalty was worked out for Saka, guys, Donnarumma was there. He's a monster. He got player of the tournament, guys. The Italian keeper, Donnarumma, was there. The rest was history, guys. It was a real shame, guys. It was what came after it. And the racial abuse, guys. I could never, ever, ever condone that kind of thing, guys. That racial abuse against the players. I could never, ever condone that, guys. Absolutely disgraceful behaviour. What happened to Xhaka? Is he ready, guys? Is the squad ready for the new season? I really, really hope so. There was comments before they took the penalties, guys, directed at Saka. If they miss any of the penalties, they better turn off their social media. Other people were saying, if you're black and in around the Wembley area, go somewhere and be safe because people are being targeted. There's videos circulating, I prove it, but that was what was being said on social media, guys. If you're black, you're in danger around the Wembley area because you're black, because of the guys that missed the penalties. I mean, that kind of thing, no, guys, disgraceful. Yeah. Like when I was growing up, I never kind of warmed to the England team in competitions, of course. But definitely, Bukayo Saka, he's a real good player for us, guys. Things will be looking good for us in the new season. He's going to hit the ground running, guys. I'm sure he's fully recovered from that bad experience, guys. Absolutely fantastic player from the club last season, guys. Him and Emile Smith-Rowe is absolutely fantastic. Wonderful talents. Also, Gabriel Martinelli. That's the guy I was trying to think of earlier, guys. Gabriel Martinelli, brilliant forward. But what do you think of the players we bought, guys? How do you think that's going to affect us? Do you think they're going to make a big difference? Of course, the news is that Ben White is having his medical on Wednesday, guys, at London Colney, and then the signing will take place, guys. There's been many positive things over the past couple of weeks, guys. The Ben White signing, the Nuno Tavares signing, Alfred Sambit Lokonga, the ex-Anderlecht player, Belgian international, the midfielder we signed, all positive signings, guys. But another very positive thing, guys, apart from Granit Xhaka is going to be leaving imminently, which is the most positive move the club has ever made, getting rid of that player. Another big positive bit of news, guys. I was absolutely delighted when I heard it, that Emile Smith-Rowe has signed a 5-year contract and we give him the number 10 jersey. If ever there was a player at Arsenal that deserved it more, guys, it was him. They're repaying the faith that he showed in them, guys. His performance is absolutely wonderful, guys. No player deserves that more than him. He's a fantastic player. And I'm glad that we've signed him down to a 5-year contract. And he's locked down to that, guys, because he's a player for the future and a player that the club need. Say no more about it. But what do you think, guys? What do you think of our chances for the new season? Are we going to actually get back into Europe? Are we going to nail a European place? Or will we just meander along and struggle like we have been? Like last season, guys, we were very lucky to scrape into 8th place. Of course, that wasn't enough for us, guys. Nowhere near enough. The performances in the season were absolutely abysmal, guys. Shocking. I'm not going to talk again about the Europa League semi-final because I'm sure people are annoyed when we'll be talking about that. But that was the worst performance I've ever seen from an Arsenal team in a long, long time. And I'm not forgetting the absolute hammerings we took away to Bayern Munich in the Champions League under Wenger. That was a shocking performance, guys. Spineless, soulless, spiritless. We couldn't even score one goal, guys, and make a game of it and push them. If we'd scored one goal, guys, just once, we could have done something there. But there you have it, guys. That's the team under Mikel Arteta. I really hope that the new players we bought do not get the same treatment as some of the others, and Mikel Arteta actually gives them the chance, guys, to prove themselves, to play with freedom and express themselves on the field. Of course, he wants to talk to them about things, tell them what's required. But guys, Ben has Premier League experience. He knows how to play football. They all know how to play football. So I hope that they can blossom in the team, blossom under Mikel Arteta, and can take the club forward. It's going to be a very interesting season, guys. There's a lot of hard games out there. Our first 3 games are, of course, August the 13th. The Premier League kicks off for us, guys. It's a Friday, guys. Hopefully, that's not anonymous. We're away to Brentford FC, guys. Then we have Chelsea FC home. Then we're away to Manchester City FC, the defending champions. A couple of tough games in there, guys, to be honest. It's a tough start. And, like, if any of you watched my live stream yesterday, Warren's team talk was on, guys, commenting. The thing is, guys, we need the team to be actually organised now. Arteta needs to know his top selection, his squad, the whole lot, guys. They need to be ready for the new season. It's going to be a very, very, we need to start the new season, guys. We need to hit the ground running. We can't be waiting 3 or 4 games for everyone to settle in. We don't have that time, guys. We don't have that luxury. We need to take advantage of every single game as getting maximum points that we can out of every single game. We don't have time to be waiting around, guys. But what do you think about it, guys? What do you think about Mikel Arteta for the new season? Do you think if he doesn't do it this season that the board are going to send him away? I mean, it's a tough one to call, guys. I honestly think it could be his last season if things don't go good for us. I think that the board's patience is going to run out at some point. I think Josh Kroenke and Stan Kroenke, I think their patience is going to run out at some point, guys, because they want to see some improvement. They want to see some development. If he's not, in my opinion, he's not the right manager for Arsenal, guys, and we should be getting rid of him today. Right now would be fine by me. Even though it's before the season start, guys, it wouldn't bother me. If we could push him out, it'd be perfect. Send him back in, say no more about it. He's not at the required level, guys, and sooner or later, the team, guys, he's not at the required level. He's not a good manager. He's not got the experience, and sooner or later, guys, the board are going to realise that we're not hiding to nothing, guys. I mean, he hasn't got the managerial ability. Prove me wrong, Arteta. Prove me wrong, but I know you won't. You know what I mean? It's like that, guys. I wouldn't be shocked with anything that Mikel Arteta would do with the club. I would not be surprised at anything at all. Tactically inept, unaware of things. He can't motivate the players, guys. He doesn't get them psyched up. There's no energy in the play, no zip. The complete opposite, guys. Everything you wouldn't want in the team, he has that instilled in him, guys. So, yeah. Lots of fans out there, guys. They claim to be Arsenal fans, guys. But are they proper Arsenal fans, guys? They sing a couple of songs. They disagree with a few opinions. Arteta out. They just, some of the fans like that, man, trust the process. Like, if you don't like it, if you don't like the attitude that I have about Mikel Arteta, move on, guys. It's like, yeah. But what about Arsenal for the season, guys? How do you think we're going to do, and where do you think we're going to finish? I honestly think it's going to be very, very hard to get back into the European spots, guys. It's going to be very, very tricky. I can't see that being easy at all for us, guys. I have to say, guys, it's going to be a hard one. I have to say, no, it's going to be a very, Yeah, you know what I mean. It's only preseason now, guys. We probably shouldn't be too concerned with the results of the team, with the way things have been going. But definitely the defense is not looking so good, guys. And against Millwall, it looked shaky. Nobody was actually competing. As you know, guys, we beat Millwall 4-1. We were 4-0 up when they got a goal, guys. But we were 4-1. We won it 4-1, guys. We were cruising at 4-0. But the defense was a bit shaky at times, guys. That same malaise, the lackadaisical attitude, definitely aerially, guys. The aerial threat is not being dealt with. We let players have like free goals, guys, a free jump at the ball. They were very close to scoring again, guys, in that game, Millwall. Their player rose and he got a good connection on the ball, guys, almost put it in. Our goalkeeper was no, of course, Okonmo, Nigerian goalkeeper we have at the moment in the friendlies. He was absolutely nowhere. The defense as well. So those defensive problems, they still have to be ironed out, guys. I mean, when nobody is challenging the player attacking the ball, it says a lot. The defensive problems, guys, they have to be ironed out. And we need to kind of get to grips with that before the new season. It was a little bit worrying, to be honest. We need to get the new players integrated as quickly as possible, guys, ASAP. As soon as Ben White signs and he's fit, guys, we need to get him on the training ground and get him into the routine, guys, and get a few games under his belt. We need to hit the ground running this season, guys. It's going to be a very, very tough start for us. And we need to take as many points as we can from that, and we need the team firing on all cylinders. Second game is Chelsea, the third game is City, guys. I mean, you couldn't get a more difficult start. They, for me, are the two best teams in the Premier League. City are the league champions, guys. Chelsea are the European champions. They won the Champions League last season. So we really need to be on that, guys. Yeah. Talk is cheap sometimes. It's only pre-season, guys. But are you worried? You know what I mean? Are you actually worried the way things are going? Some of the results, Scotland, guys, we didn't light the world on fire up in Scotland. But are you concerned, guys? Are you worried? It is only pre-season. But, you know, it is going to be a hard season, guys, I find. We have purchased a good couple of players. I mean, if you have a bad couple of games, guys, all right. But if you have a bad season, that is a long time, guys. I'd often said, Aubameyang, he's carried us for 2.5 seasons, guys. I'm going to talk a little bit about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang now. He's not in the best of form at the moment, guys. He has carried us for the last 2.5 seasons, guys. Last season, he was not at his best at all. Nowhere near. We need him to hit the ground running this season, guys. But if he carries on with this kind of form, we have a problem. I think it's a mixture of last season form. He didn't get a lot of chances. It didn't seem like an easy team to play in for a striker that season. But at the same time, Aubameyang has to take responsibility himself. Is age catching up with him, guys? He's 31. Is he just starting to lose it, guys, to drop off? Like, guys, I'm still backing him. I'm still backing the player. I just think if we put up with Bellerin as Elneni's, then surely Aubameyang deserves a little bit of patience because he's the one player that's got the quality. Aubameyang has got to perform this year, definitely, guys. He's got to perform this year, definitely. But he deserves the benefit of the doubt, guys, because he is the one quality player in the team. He's been doing it for a long, long time. But yeah, it's going to be interesting, guys. But we need Aubameyang to hit the ground running from the very first game, guys, against Brentford. All the misses he had, guys, in the Rangers game, all three were woeful misses, and then he gets taken off. It was a very bad tour for him. It's not confidence building. He doesn't seem to have that edge. Yeah, speaking of the game, guys, I made a bit of a list. Tavares, he played well, guys. He was decent. Happy about him, you know. It's going to take him a little bit of time, but he played well. He played well. I was happy enough with Tavares. He's definitely worth money we paid for him. He's definitely a quality player. Fair play to Tavares, guys. I thought he played well. He was aggressive. When he signed, it was interesting because he's a left back He's left-footed. Speaking of how good his right foot was, he's very impressive, guys. The way he won the ball back and shows Aubameyang how to finish right into the bottom corner. I don't mind that, guys. He's very strong. He finished it with aplomb, guys. That great shot. He finished it with aplomb against Rangers. That was reminiscent of Aubameyang, guys. And Aubameyang was having the nightmare out there. What must Steve thought? But Aubameyang the season before, guys, not last season, the season before last. Yeah, Tavares was very, very good. We did create more chances, guys. We created some good chances. Big up Eddie, guys. Eddie Nketiah scored a good couple of goals. Respect to him. One thing I say about him, he never stops. He'll keep going. He worked very hard for the goal. Listen, he's at the club. It's a good chance for him to be working hard. If he gets a move somewhere else, guys, I thought Eddie did well. I thought Smith Rowe did well. I thought Pepe over the 2 games was the best attacking midfielder, guys. Over those 2 games in Scotland, guys, the Tour of Scotland, the games against Hibernian and Rangers, I thought Pepe, guys, was the best attacking player over those 2 games. I think he's done enough to at least be on the bench for the first game of the season. Negatives. The defending of the team, especially with set pieces, was quite worrying. We're talking about Ben White. He's going to come in. He's badly needed, guys. Some of the defender we've seen on the tour in Scotland, guys, was very, very unsettled. We need to address that ASAP. We conceded 4 goals in 2 games, 3 from set pieces. 2 of them were absolutely, I mean, you have to bear in mind, guys, like 2 of the goals were unavoidable, guys. We could, like, and you have to understand, guys, Rangers attackers, in fairness to them, they're not FC Barcelona, they're not Real Madrid, they're not Man City or Man United or Liverpool, with respects to them. 4 goals in 2 games, and 3 of them were avoidable, guys. 3 of them from set pieces. Yeah. I mean, Holding, he's okay. He wasn't too bad. But, I mean, the defence definitely needs to be strengthened ahead of the new season. It's going to be hard otherwise, guys. Like, the defence still has to be sorted out, guys. We do have the new signings. Hopefully it'll move on. We can improve a little bit. But yeah, guys. It's like that, guys. Yeah. I was happy for him. I was happy for Pepe. He's taken a lot of stick from the players. He took his goal well. I think was behind closed doors games. They should probably organise like against the League One Arsenal guys. I'm joking, of course, but to deal with the whole Aubameyang situation, the problem with his lack of form, the club maybe should organise like a game against a League One side at London Colony behind closed doors and let us beat them 8-0. And Aubameyang hit like 2 hat-tricks. I mean, score 6 goals, maybe get his confidence back. All joking aside, though, guys, his form is concerning. It is worrying ahead of the new season. Hopefully he can have another gear, guys. He is getting a bit older now, guys. Maybe it's just catching up with him. Who knows? But he doesn't look like to be the player he was 2 seasons ago, guys. It is concerning, guys. I definitely could see the Brentford game being a tough game, guys, our opening game of the season. Then, of course, we have Chelsea and we have Manchester City. Not going to be easy, guys. 2 tough games coming up. Okay, moving on then. Let's look at the latest on the transfer activity, guys, because I like to see that. I like to see what's going on. Okay, let's talk about William Saliba. He's gone on loan to Marseille, guys. He's spoken about Saliba so many times, guys. I mean, look, overall, I would have kept Saliba, guys. I think Marseille are a big club in France. He's gone. They're in Europe, guys. We're the ones that aren't. They're in European competition. It's a bigger platform for Saliba. It's just going to be interesting because when the season finishes, he has 2 years left on his contract. Clearly, for me, there's a problem between Saliba and Arteta. If he has a good season, you might have a situation where he doesn't want to come back, where Saliba doesn't want to come back. I hope Saliba goes to Marseille, does really well on a bigger platform. I still think he should have a future with Arsenal. He is a quality player, but whatever's going on between him and the manager, Mikel Arteta, something I'm not aware of. There definitely seems to be a bit of there's a personality clash there, guys. They don't seem to get on. Arteta doesn't rate him, obviously, when he's letting them go out like that. Yeah. He was, when he came to the club, guys, there was much talk about him being a great player. I still think he's got that ability, but why he doesn't get a chance, why Mikel Arteta is not giving him an opportunity, can't understand it, guys. Arteta keeps sending out those players, guys, sending them away on loan. I don't understand, because we actually need quality players like Saliba in the position that he plays. It's a bit weird that Albert Sambi guys, I'm going to talk now, the midfielder from Anderlecht, Congolese guys. It's more hope than expectation. I've seen him a few times. He's highly thought of. Vincent Kompany knows him in the Belgian setup. I can't say this guy is going to change our future or midfield. He's a young player. We're going to have to be patient with him, guys. It's going to take him time to adjust, but I hope he does really well once he gets in the team. I think we may have unearthed a gem, guys, but we do need to be patient with Albert Sambi Conga. Do you think he's going to get much game time, guys? What do you believe? Normally, I mean, they get opportunities in Europe, but, you know, of course, normally we play some of those players, the new players in Europe, guys, in the group stages. We're not in Europe this season, guys. Excuse me. We're not in Europe this season. So that window of opportunity is not open for some of the younger players, guys. So we're going to have to see what we can do. Definitely, we need to be patient with Alfred Sambi Conga, guys. He is a player with quality, but he does need to be given time, guys, and we do need to be patient. We don't need to trust the process, but we do need to be patient. Hello to Imperative Views. He's just come on, guys. I'm just going to give you a big up. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Just let's see here. Imperative Views is back in the building. Due to Ancon, he might be able to get a string of games to prove his worth. Yeah, maybe so. He's going to need some kind of run in the team to get to kickstart. I agree with you completely. He definitely will need to get a couple of games in the team to kickstart. We'll have to see what happens. I'm glad he came to the club. I'm a fan of the player. I like him very much. He's impressed me in the friendlies. Everything about him is positive. I like the way he plays. He's young, he's fit, he's strong, and he's fast, guys. He's moving forward. Yeah, I agree with you there. He might be able to get a string of games to prove his worth. We'll have to see how that goes. But definitely, the signings so far have been positive. Thank you, Imperative Views, for your comments. I appreciate it. Keep them coming. You're the only one actually tuning in right now. But that's cool. It is what it is. It's a Monday, guys. You know what I mean? People are at work. People are busy. They can't all be on holidays in Venezuela like the old school gunner. So, guys, I am happy enough with the players we signed. I do wish we would hurry up and get the move done to send Granit Xhaka to Roma and then be able to use some of the money that we get. Also, when we let go Hector Bellerin and also when Willian departs the club, if we can get some money, guys, then we can look at the central midfield area, guys, and we can look at the attack. Honestly, I don't see we're going to get Manuel Locatelli. I can't see how that's really going to happen. But you never know, guys. Stranger things have happened. He wants European football this season, guys, which is what Arsenal haven't. We haven't managed to get into Europe this year, guys. So no European football for us. He does want to stay in Italy and he does want to go to Juventus, but Juventus are not willing to pay the 35 million asking fee, guys. Arsenal have said they're willing to pay it. So maybe he wants to come to Arsenal, play strong this season, and we get into Europe next season. I mean, if it's a good season for us, guys, if it's a strong season, definitely a player like him up front would be a very positive thing for us because he's a dangerous player, a fantastic forward, great goal scorer. He's a natural finish. Okay, let me just answer this question. What is my opinion on Emile Smith-Rowe getting the number 10 shirt? doesn't mean that we won't be getting a creative midfielder. That's a very, very good question. Of course, my first opinion, my first gut feeling on it was I was very, very happy. Not just that he got the number 10 shirt, that he signed a long-term contract to stay at the club. A 5-year deal, as I believe. I honestly feel he's been given the number 10, but we will be looking for a creative midfielder. A CAM, central attacking midfielder. I believe we're still looking for one of them. I don't think he's meant to be the CAM. We could have two in there, you know what I mean? He's the number 10. We could also have another guy alongside him. There is space in the team. There is a need for a player like that in the team to complement Emile Smith-Rowe, to complement Saka, to complement Pepe. We need a player like that. I don't think that means that we're not going to be buying one. But he deserves that. He deserves the number 10 shirt, and it's a real sign that the club value him and the new contract. No player deserves it more than Emile Smith-Rowe for me. The Croydon Terror, the pride of South London. Fantastic player. He did great for the club last season. He's a local lad. He's one of our own. So I'm absolutely delighted that he's been kept on like that, and they've shown their faith in him, guys, because he deserves it. His performances for us last season, he was doing the business, guys, when everyone else around him was losing their heads. He's got spirit, he's got heart, and he's got determination. And he's got a will to win. And he's not a lazy player, guys. He gives absolutely everything he's got out there. The Assembled has just joined. Hello, The Assembled. How are you? I hope that answered your question, Imperative Views. Thank you for the comment. I appreciate you tuning in. Good afternoon, The Assembled. How's life? Long time no see. That was only yesterday. I hope you're keeping well. I'm just doing another live stream now. Of course, as you know, Ben White is going to be getting his medical, guys, on Wednesday at London Colony. And then the signature is going to be done, guys. The signing of the player is going to be done. It's going to be a very, very interesting time, guys. I just hope that we have enough time to get the players integrated into the team. We still have a bit of time until the season starts, like 3 weeks till our first game away to Brentford FC. Then we follow that up with a clash against Chelsea. We're home to Chelsea, guys, at the Emirates. And then we have to play the champions, Manchester City, away, guys. So we have the Champions League champions, Chelsea, and then we have the league champions, City. It's going to be a tough start, guys. We need to hit the ground running. Hopefully, Aubameyang will be in form because he's been bang out of form recently. I just hope he can pick it up, guys. He is pushing on a little bit, maybe. Maybe that's a sign, guys. But let's see how he gets on this season. He is the best striker we have, guys. There is no doubt about that. But he definitely needs to hit the ground running, guys, and have a very good season for the club. We still need another striker, in my opinion. And we need a CAM, guys. Replying to the Imperative Views question, I don't think that ESR is going to be just a creative midfielder. I think we'll have another one in there, CAM. Because to be honest, we need him. The Assemble again with a comment. ESR, all of his qualities will mean nothing if we haven't got a team that can showcase his talents. Yeah, that's true. I mean, he can't do it on his own, you know. Yeah, I agree with you there. He can't do it on his own. But the team has improved, and we have got a couple of signings in there that are going to strengthen the team. And it's not the finished article. We need to improve it further, and we need to buy the quality players in the right positions. Of course, I keep going on saying the guys, we need to see him, we need a striker. It is a positive thing that he signed. He is a player that can change a game with his midfield runs. He's incredible in the midfield. He's a real powerhouse. It's actually funny, just after he got the number 10 jersey and the new contract, he played an absolute stinker against Millwall. That's life though, right? Maybe the nerves got to him and the sense of occasion. Or maybe Mikel Arteta gave him some advice on how to play, and that's what happened. But I'm very, very happy with Emile Smith-Rowe. A fantastic player who gives his all for the club, game in, game out. But definitely I agree with you. If we don't have a team that can showcase his talents, at the end we're looking at another 8th place finish, 7th place finish. We're not going to hit the heights that we should be hitting with the players we have. We have some wonderful players in there, but it was amazing last season that it was the young guns that carried us, guys. It was the young guns that carried us forward. So it was interesting enough, guys, like that. The younger players carried us forward in tougher games, guys. when the older, more experienced players just weren't at it. Emile Smith-Rowe was one of those, and he's been rewarded with it, guys, with the new contract, with the number 10 jersey. Really, really, really good player, guys. He has a bright future at the club, and to be honest, I love him in the team and I love watching him play. It's a joy to watch Emile Smith-Rowe play. Another comment there from the Imperative Views. I haven't seen much of Ramsdale, but I believe that he isn't good with ball at his feet, which makes me question the recruitment as we're spending 50 mil on White to play out from the back. Your opinion? I haven't seen much of Aaron Ramsdale myself. People that don't know, we're talking about the Sheffield United goalkeeper. He was part of 2 squads that got relegated, so he's been relegated twice already, guys. That is not the best. If he's not that good, obviously he's not Jordan Pickford, guys. He can't play the ball out from the back like Jordan Pickford. I understand your point, of course. Ramsdale is not Jordan Pickford, of course. I haven't seen him play that much. I don't know how good he is with the ball at his feet, but I'm going to look into it now. As soon as I come off air, guys, from my live stream here, I'm going to look into it. The recruitment is a bit suspect if you consider Emi Martinez, guys. Emi Martinez was a fantastic goalkeeper for Arsenal, a gooner through and through. We let him go to Aston Villa for 17 million. He had a great season with them. He had a fantastic season in the Copa America this year. Yeah, that is the thing that sticks in my throat a bit, the whole Emi Martinez thing. Why did we let him go if then we're going to bring in Ramsdale? Like, surely he's a better keeper than Aaron Ramsdale. I mean, but what position are we bringing Ramsdale in? I mean, is he going to be challenging for the number 1? Or is he just going to slot in and be number 2 and put that pressure and be a backup to Berlino or number 1? Definitely the thing with Emi Martinez doesn't make sense. That was a big mistake letting him go, and now we're looking at Ramsdale. I mean, it just doesn't make sense, to be honest. Ramsdale can't be that good that he's better than both those guys. That he's better than Leno and he's better than Martinez. I doubt that very much. Like I said, he's not Jordan Pickford, guys. 50 million for Ben White. To be honest, he's a quality player. It's a lot of money to pay, but he's a quality player. But obviously, yeah, he's playing the ball out from the back. He's going to be setting up attacks. I agree with you. Yeah, I mean, if he's not that good at it, he's playing the ball to feet and he's trying to set up passes. I'm not about Ramsdale now. Then he's playing it to Ben White. And Ben White is an absolutely, I'm just going to touch on that, guys. He's an absolutely fantastic talent, an absolutely amazing player. Unbelievable. For anybody that doesn't know anything about him or hasn't had the pleasure to watch him play, check out a highlights reel on YouTube, guys. Route 1, nice and simple. That's what I would recommend. See what Ben White is made of, guys. He's an absolute monster in the defence. As soon as he gets the ball, guys, he's moving into the space. If there's space in front when he gets possession, guys, when he has the ball, when he intercepts, he pushes straight through. He's a fantastic crosser of the ball, guys. Like a long-range pass onto the striker's head, right into his feet. He's a fantastic long-range passer, guys. Across the pitch, left to right, right to left, straight passes. He plays a brilliant through ball, but his long ball, guys, is just exceptional. It's right where you want it. He's fantastic at that, guys. A real top player. Big time. A lot of things coming in now, guys. The Assembled with another comment. The Imperative Views, I'm just going to show yours now. He should sell Aubameyang, keep Laka, and buy the guy from Celtic if we finish 6th with a year's experience under Martinelli. Balogun, the guy from Celtic, and Laka. I'd look forward to the season. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Maybe we should sell Aubameyang. Maybe he's lost his mojo. He's not as young as he used to be. The player you're talking about from Celtic, I'm not actually, I'll be honest, I don't know who you're talking about. Maybe if you could say his name, or I'll check it later myself. Martinelli, Balogun, I have a lot of faith in the two of them. Lacazette was our top scorer last season, of course. Not Aubameyang, Lacazette. So food for thought. People saying if you get Locatelli, move with Lacazette. But Lacazette was our top scorer last season and not Aubameyang. So maybe there's a bit of truth in what you're saying, but thank you for your comment. I appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying my stream. I'm just going to put up the Imperatives comment. Are you aware of the fact we want to complete deal for highway strength from... Yeah, I am aware of that fact. Yeah, I think he scored 21 goals and 13 assists in 21 games for the other 21s. He didn't score 221. Not being smart. I am aware of that. He's a fantastic player, but he's 18 years old and he's one for the future. We need at this moment a top quality striker to finish the article. A guy that can hit the ground running. And absolutely fantastic. Like, Biret is a goal machine. There's no doubt about that. I mean, 21 goals in 21 games, 13 assists. He's an absolute goal machine. He's top of his class. He knows where the goal is. No doubt about it. But really, I mean to say, we need an out-and-out striker, guys. We need a proven talent. We need a forward that can bang in at least 20 goals in Premier League a season. I mean, Biret was playing at the under-21s. Of course, playing with the Fulham under-21s, guys. He's up against good players, the Arsenal under-21s, the Chelsea under-21s. Of course, guys, it's a level. He's playing at a level. He was banging in the goals. But the Premier League, the senior team, different standard, guys. We need a player, tried and tested, a proven striker. That's what we need, guys. Sorry about that, guys. I'm over in Venezuela. It's absolutely roasted here, guys. Okay, thanks for that comment, Imperative Views. I appreciate it. It makes a lot of sense what you're saying. The Assemble has a comment. Anelka was 19, Pele was 17. If you're good enough, you're old enough. I agree with that. Anelka was a prodigy, though. He was an incredible talent. Maybe the other guy, maybe he can be something like that, but we should give him a bit of a run out. Let's give him a run out and let's see what he's got. Maybe start bringing him on, subbing him on, but give him a bit of time to play. Once games are done and dusted, we're in control. The game's in the bag, the 3 points is in the bag. Let's put him out and see what he can do. I wouldn't start him. I think it's too soon for that. It would be big on his shoulders, but I agree with you. If you're good enough, you're old enough. Pele, he's one of the greatest players to ever kick a ball. He scored 1,200 goals. I mean, I actually had a banknote, $1 from Pele in my hand, like about 3 weeks ago. A relation of my wife's, she met him in Miami, and all she had in her pocket at the time was $1 note. He was with the Brazil squad, like maybe 20 years ago. All she had in her pocket was a $20 note. So she just gave, or a $1 note. So she had a $1 in her pocket, gave it to Pele, and he signed it. Actually had it in my hand about 3 weeks ago. It was crazy. It said, "Best wishes, your friend, Pele." So, yeah, it was written in Portuguese, of course. It said, "Best wishes, your friend, Pele." So, yeah, I had that in my hand, guys. Just a bit of trivia there. I had a $1 note signed by Pele when he was in Miami with the Brazil squad, doing training. So there you go. Let's see this. Imperative Views again. Dusan Vlahovic from Fiorentina. He'll be amongst the best strikers in the world. I would love him at Arsenal. He just got 7 goals in 45 minutes in a preseason game. I know the player. I've heard of him. He's prolific in front of goal. I actually like Patrick Schick. I like the Czech Republic player, Patrick Schick. He was fantastic in the Euros for them, just as Scotland. An absolute goal machine. Box-to-box player, great engine, devastating runs from the midfield, a natural striker of the ball. One look, bang, the ball was into the back of the net. He's very good. But I know the guy you're talking about here, the Fiorentina player, he's a real handful in the forwards. He's big, strong, and pacey. He's got a very good touch for a big man and cracking finishes. And he's real physical, that guy. So, thank you for that, Imperative Views. He definitely, 7 goals in 45 minutes in a preseason game. That's no joke, guys. I mean, that's a serious level. Just pop onto the Assembles comment. Arsenal have good young players. It's how we nurture and mature the talent, e.g. Van Persie, Henry. I agree with that, but you have to look at Mikel Arteta. What's he like as a manager? Is he capable of that? I don't think he is, but we definitely have the players. Like I said last season, we should have done better than 8th place with the squad we have, guys. With the squad we have, we do much better than 8th place. We have a real problem in the team of scoring goals. We don't score enough goals. And that tells you a lot, guys. It's the forwards is the problem, because we have the fantastic midfield play of Emile Smith-Rowe, of Saka, but we're not scoring enough goals, guys. The team doesn't score nearly enough goals. If we got, like, I'm going to go back now, guys, again to that Europa League final against Villarreal, the second leg at the Emirates, guys. We were still in the tie. If we had got one goal, guys, we could have knocked them out of their defensive comfort. They were comfortable playing on the counter, sitting back and waiting for us to lose possession. They were quick into the tackle, guys. They were quick to get the ball. They were quick on the counter. Definitely a dangerous team, but we don't score enough goals, guys, and we couldn't find a breakthrough against them. Yeah, we were listless, guys. We just couldn't manage it. If we had gotten one goal, it would have changed the whole complexion of the game, guys. They would have had to come out and play. Maybe they would have still beaten us because they're a very dangerous team, but they would have left space behind that we could have exploited. But we couldn't make that breakthrough against a resolute defence. We didn't have the necessary know-how to actually penetrate the defence, guys. We couldn't get through. We couldn't get the goal. And that's what decided the whole tie, guys. If we had got one, we would have made a game out of it. And they would have come out, they would have had to play, and things would have changed. And then it would have really got fiery, guys. But we couldn't even force that goal, guys, to put them under pressure. Yeah, that's the whole problem. Yeah, we're not scoring enough goals. It is what it is. I mean, what more can I say about that? That's why we need a proven striker, guys. Buret is a good player. With all those goals, guys, he's obviously a natural goal scorer, maybe like a Robbie Fowler, a goal machine. But we also need a proven striker that's going to come in, guys, that's going to hit 20 goals a season. We haven't had that in a long time. You mentioned the assemblage. You mentioned Henry and Robert Van Persie. We had Olivier Giroud. To be honest, he wasn't that bad. Actually, he was a good player. He got us a couple of important goals in big games. Skillful player, Giroud, good quality. But definitely going back, the best forward we've had in the last while since Henry has been Robert Van Persie. Of course, you all know the story there, guys. Wenger on the board let him go to Manchester United and Alex Ferguson, and he won the league. So, say no more about it, guys. Let's fix the old school kind of hat there. Yeah, crazy, guys. He was the best player, the best striker we've had since Thierry Henry. Robin Van Persie, the best striker. I'm not forgetting Alexis Sanchez now, but he played in the hole behind the forwards. Out and out striker, full forward. Since Henry, the best we've had has been Robin Van Persie. Better than Olivier Giroud, of course, but Giroud's a very good player. It's just unfortunate, guys. It's just unfortunate, but we definitely need to address the striking problem. We definitely need to address that CAM. We're not scoring enough goals, like I said. That's the whole problem. The second and the third games this season, guys, are going to be very, very interesting for us. Chelsea, Manchester City. I also don't think the Brentford game is going to be an easy game. We could struggle there, guys. We could really struggle. We can't be waiting 4 or 5 games for the new players to get into their stride. They need to be bred into the team as soon as possible. I am a patient guy, but the kind of season it is, we need to get going as quickly as possible and absolutely hit the ground running, guys. We need to get points out of those games. If we can't get points out of those matches, the 3 games are Brentford, guys. The first games are Brentford, Chelsea, City. Yeah, I'm just going to post again from the assembled. Our midfield is overcrowded when our tactics are deployed. Our central midfield players have no space to actually play. That's actually a very good point. I agree with you there, the assembled. It is like that. Like left or right of the positions and on the flanks, we don't seem to have that space, that ease of movement to get the ball out quickly. I mean, in the midfield, you can play the ball forwards quickly, straight up to the striker's feet. He makes a run in, a little slide rule pass. Lovely stuff. Dennis Bergkamp was the king of that, of course. He'll slide rule pass into the space. Freddie Lundberg more often than not, or Mark Overmars were the guys on the receiving end of it. But yeah, they would make the run. Bergkamp would play a nice slide rule pass into the midfield. Definitely, though, it is a little bit crowded in there, and we don't seem to get the ball wide quick. I mean, we need to get the ball to the flanks. I mean, against the better teams, they're going to be keeping it straight. Like Villarreal in the Europa League semi-final. I'm going to talk about them again. The centre was very strong, and they made us play down the middle. We didn't get the ball wide enough. They kept pushing us inside to where the strike was. When we got the ball wide, we actually started causing problems. But our midfield is overcrowded when the tactics are deployed. But Arteta is the manager there. He's the one picking the tactics. He's the one picking the team. But surely at some point he's got to change things up. Like against Villarreal, it was overcrowded in there. And we couldn't get the ball to the areas we needed quickly to cause them problems. We couldn't funnel the ball out to the left wing as quickly as possible. As soon as one of their defenders got caught out of position, we had to do that. We couldn't deploy it, guys. We just couldn't bring that into the game. But I agree with you. It is a bit overcrowded in there. It's like, yeah, they have no space to actually play. I think, yeah, the balance is wrong too. I mean, the kind of players we have in there, but it definitely is overcrowded. But I don't know. Do you believe in playing like a front two, guys? What do you think the assembled? What do you think of pair reviews? Are you more a favour of a front two or a lone striker? I actually go with the front two. I always prefer two strikers up front. I remember back in the day with Blackburn Rovers, they had Alan Shearer and Chris Sutton. Now, Blackburn won the league one of those years. I think it was 95. I think 1995 they won the league. But I'm definitely a big fan of the front two, like I said, Shearer and Sutton. I mean, okay, they had wonderful midfield. They had wonderful wingers that provided constant ammunition for Shearer and Sutton. Incredible forwards. They had the ammunition. Incredible players. But a front two, definitely for me, is much more effective in the game. Even though the game has advanced, the game has developed, I know that. But even though, I would definitely go for a front two as opposed to a lone striker. That's my feeling on it. An attacking partnership, a bit like Shevchenko and Rebrov for Dynamo Kiev. I don't know if you remember that. You know, the big guy and the small guy. You have two of them up front. Shevchenko, Rebrov, a front two, definitely more effective. We do have a goal-scoring problem. Aubameyang and Lacazette is very predictable and it's very easy to put shackles on him. Aubameyang on his day, he can't be stopped. But Lacazette, they always kind of, they put the shackles on. They assemble it with another comment, guys. Our attackers drop too far back, our defenders are too far forward. So the midfield is jam-packed with players. The opposition can't get through, but neither can we. I'd agree about the attackers dropping too far back. They need to kind of, I wouldn't say goal hang. That's an old saying from back in the day, guys, a goal hanger. But they definitely need to stay in the forward positions. Don't drop too far back. Okay, when we're defending and we're up against a very good team like Manchester City, of course we need to tuck in. The attackers need to tuck a little bit into the midfield to cover. The wing-backs need to tuck in. We need to be compact. But normally, 9 times out of 10, they should hold their positions. I mean, it's about discipline. It's positional play. Positional play is very important in today's game. They need to hold their positions. They need to give the defenders, the opposition defenders, something to think about. I mean, if they're dropping off, if they're dropping back into the midfield, the opposition defenders are able to push up. Yeah, maybe you can get a long ball through. Maybe you can get a ball through them. Maybe you can beat them like that. But that takes the offside rule. That takes a lot of. That is not the easiest thing to do. When they push up on us, they're kind of boxing us in, and we can't get through. We need to play through the lines. We need to get beyond them, and the two forwards have to keep their positions. Give the defenders of the opposition something to think about. Constant threat up front is what we require. We need there to be a constant threat in the forwards, so that they don't, and even to stop them from pushing forward in the attack. They want to commit too many players forward. If we have got strikers that they're worried about, they're not going to commit guys forward. You see the couple of times that Aubameyang scored good goals against Chelsea. After that, their defence they were so nervous about him. They wouldn't leave him alone for a second. There was two of them out there on him, freeing up space. We need to have a constant attack. We need to maintain a constant threat throughout the 90 minutes. We need to be threatening at all times throughout the 90 minutes. And like you said, they drop off into the midfield. That's easy for the defenders to push up, guys, in the modern game. I mean, it's tactics, but it's positional sense. They need to be in those areas, guys. Left forward, right forward. You know what I mean? They do drop far too back. I appreciate it. Yeah, I agree with you there. I appreciate that comment. It makes a lot of sense. That is true. We box ourselves in. I mean, and then when we get it, the strikers are too close to the midfielders, and we can't stretch the opposition to play the ball forward to them because they're already there looking to pick it up. It's like Russian roulette out there, guys. I don't know. I'm going to keep going maybe for another 10 minutes, guys. Talk to the assembled a bit more, and imperative views if he's still there. Then I'm probably going to call it a day, guys, because I've already been streaming for an hour and 10 minutes now, guys. But it only got interesting in the last 10 minutes or so with you guys coming on. In prior reviews, we need to implement an aggressive press like the likes of Liverpool and City, which will suffocate the opposition. Winning. Let me put that on screen for you, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, one in from the imperative view, guys. We need to implement an aggressive press like the likes of Liverpool and City, which will suffocate the opposition. Sorry about that, guys. I'm in Venezuela. It's absolutely roasting here. We need to implement an aggressive press like the likes of Liverpool and City, which will suffocate the opposition. Winning the ball higher up the pitch will help us create and score goals. Yeah, of course. We win the ball higher up the pitch, we're closer to the goal already. Quick ball in. I mean, the game is fast now. Quick ball in. On a good surface, we can get it behind them. Definitely the press, the aggressive press. I don't know what did you see in imperative views, but they're looking at another Swiss midfielder before you start shaking your head. He's not like Xhaka. They're looking for another Swiss midfielder who's actually playing at Borussia Mönchengladbach, Dennis Zakaria. So he's like 6'3", big and strong, aggressive in the tackle. He's a pressing player. He is like the master of the press. Ever watch him play for Switzerland, guys? He's very good at it, guys. He does the real hard work, guys, the hard graft for the team. He presses incredibly hard. He pushes the opposition back. Yeah, Dennis Zakaria. Can be linked with him. He's at Borussia Mönchengladbach, like I said. He plays regularly for the Swiss national side. Petkovic, the manager of Switzerland, likes him a lot. He's a very good player when I've seen him play. And to be honest, he's not a big name guy that would stand out. But when I've seen him play, he definitely has a lot going on for the team. And he pushes, he gives a lot of effort, guys. Yeah, imperative views. Yeah, Zakaria, the assembled. Let me just put that comment up. Thank you for that comment, imperative views. I appreciate it. It's a fair point, yeah. We need to implement an aggressive press. Liverpool, for me, when they played that aggressive press, they were the best team in the league at it. When they were the top team in the league. When they did the press, guys, Liverpool's press was just, yeah, incredible. Arteta's tactics give the opposition 4 players with no pressure. Everyone puts their best passer in defence against Arsenal. Yeah, that's true. They pick up the ball in the defence and they pass the ball up because we're not putting pressure on them. If you can stop them at source like that, stop the defenders from coming out playing those passes, it can be very good. You could have a good chance of winning. But when we don't even press on them, we let them have all the space and time to pick the pass. That's where the problem starts. And we're not the best in the midfield. So we need to be more defensive and press. I agree with that. That's a very good point. And imperative views again. Zakaria, yeah, that's the player I'm talking about. Has been talking about it, we're being linked to him. Definitely a very good player for the Swiss, a very good player for Mönchengladbach, and he is the master of pressing. He can press very well. So maybe we can get that player. Hopefully we can offer Granit Xhaka soon. If he was there at the start of the season, I don't think that would be a very good team for the club. With the new players in there, we don't really need Xhaka. Even now as it is, I wouldn't play him. I would play even a U-team player if we had to. Somebody with a bit of hunger and a bit of passion for the team. Someone like Emile Smith-Rowe, if we could find someone like that. Another player like that, it would be absolutely ideal. I mean, there's a lot of good players in the youth team. There's a lot of young players in the under-21s, the under-18s. I would definitely have a look in there if Mikel Arteta needs a couple of players to come in and give guys a chance. Even as backup, just a bit of cover. But the start of the season is going to be very interesting, guys. And I honestly think if we don't do well this season, then Mikel Arteta is going to have problems, guys. It could very well be his last season. The players we have brought in, the signings, are very, very, very positive. I was just going to comment on that now. Imperative views beat me to it. I was just going to mention that Ben White is definitely going to help us build from the back. He is very calm and brave on the ball. You're looking forward to seeing him like me? Yeah, it's going to be really, really, really good. Thank you for that comment. He's a fantastic, fantastic player. He is very calm and brave on the ball. Incredible, incredible talent. Anyone that hasn't seen him play, guys, like I said, it's Room 1, guys, but watch the highlights reel on YouTube of him, guys. Absolute monster, guys. And he can play a ball, guys. Like when he gets in a position, when he wins the ball, guys, he moves forward. He looks up, he sees the run, the ball's already on its way. And it's pinpoint accuracy, guys. He's pinpoint accuracy with his crosses. His one-on-one marking, guys, his one-on-one defending is absolutely unbelievable. As a man marker, guys, he's absolutely incredible. He always gets a touch on a ball, but as soon as he touches the ball from the striker, guys, from the attacker, he's onto it like a flash. He takes the possession forward with him. Incredible player. Thank you for that comment and prayer views. I appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying the live stream. Okay, this is the old school gunner, guys. Many more live streams to come. I'm going to be going at it now every day, guys, uploading regularly, sometimes 2, even 3 videos a day. Sometimes a couple of short videos when there's breakthroughs. Other times I'm going to be doing a stream like this. I also do my old school gunner fan cam, guys. Episode 3 was yesterday with Arsenal Alex guesting. So if you haven't seen that, guys, check it out. It's on my channel. Like I said, my guest was Arsenal Alex. Another come from the assembled. Defending starts from the attack, but Arsenal attackers in the midfield. Do you see a problem? Yeah, I do see a problem. And I agree with what you say. The midfield is too packed, and we don't have the threat up front. We need to remain threat up front for the whole 90 minutes. We need to have the opposition worried about our forwards. We need constant threat up there. We need them to be menacing. And we need to be physical, tough, and not afraid to shoot at the goal when they get a chance. I mean, we don't actually shoot enough at the goal. I'm not expecting like Granit Xhaka a 30-yard shot over the bar every time. No point wasting your energy like that. If it's not on for the shot, then try to pass it. Pass the ball around until it opens up for a chance. But we definitely don't shoot enough. I mean, the team is not shooting enough. Gabriel Martinelli, the Brazilian forward, the youngster, reason I like him is because he shoots at the goal. You know what I mean? He shoots on sight. As soon as he gets the ball, he's got one thing on his mind, guys. He cracks it. That's all there's about it. That's why I like Martinelli. Shoots on sight. Thank you for the comment, Assemble. I appreciate it. Comparative views again. Thoughts on Bissouma? I think he's a much better player than Partey and Lokonga. I'm just going to put that out there from straight away. I think Bissouma is a much better player than Thomas Partey and Alfred Lokonga. With respect to the two of those guys, Partey's performance for us at the end of the season was very bad. He was a passenger in the Europa League semi-final against Villarreal. He did nothing right all game long. A second leg game, Thomas Partey, worst performance I've seen from him all season. It was shocking. Lokonga, similar as players, maybe so, but Bissouma is a much better player. I would take him at the club, and then maybe we can leave some player go. Not Lokonga, he's just the right, but I would definitely take Bissouma. Incredible player. He's unmatched really in his ability. I have to say, his strength, his speed, his vision, close control. I mean, and the guy's a monster on the ball. I would take that player. Maybe he's a little bit similar to him, but he's much better than him. So I would definitely go for him, yeah. Without a doubt, I would go for that player. I like him very much. Top class talent. We do have a couple of midfielders. We're not short of a midfielder, to be honest, but he's much better than a lot of the guys we have. I would take him without a doubt. If Arsenal lose the game when they get on the pitch, they're either too far forward or too far back. Arsenal don't play in the middle ground. Arsenal is stretched. You know your ball, my friend. I'll give you that. That's exactly what happens out there. Yeah, you summed it up there perfectly, to be honest. That is how they get stretched. They are either too far forward or too far back. Sometimes when we have the pace in the backs, we don't get out quick enough because they're too far back. And the players that should be their forward positions, like I said, disciplined and holding, they're not holding positions up front. The threat isn't there, and we can't get them out quickly to them. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there, in fairness. Thanks for that comment. I appreciate it. It's a very good comment. Imperative Views has a comment. What are my thoughts on Pepe and his recent performance? Do you see any improvements or what are your expectations this season? I'm probably going to not make any friends. No, probably might lose a couple of friends, but I'm going to tell it straight the way I see it. I don't rate Pepe, to be honest. He does a couple of good things in the game, but they seem hit and miss very rarely. He's not the only one, guys. He's not the only one that's not really, like, the transfer fee that we paid for him, he hasn't repaid that at all, in my opinion. Like, Dennis Bergkamp, I can go back a long time now, guys, but Dennis Bergkamp, when he came, after 7 games, say no more about it. I mean, value for money, guys. And we only paid £7.5 million for him back in the day, guys. Back in 1995, I think it was. So, you know what I mean? He hasn't repaid the money that the club paid for him, and he hasn't repaid the fee, in my opinion. I don't think he's that good. And people will disagree with me probably till, you know. But look, guys, that's how I see things. He's okay. He gets a couple of nice goals, and some performances are okay, but he's very hit or miss. I wouldn't rely on him too much. I don't think he's too reliable in the big games. He doesn't do it for me. I don't think he's got the quality required, and the money we paid on him is a hell of a lot of money, guys. Yeah, he's a bit hit or miss for me, guys. I honestly don't think comparative views, he hasn't done it for me yet so far. I'm expecting big things of him, and he hasn't produced it. But he's not the only one. He's not the only one that's not doing the business. Let's face it. But for me, last season, the guys that really pushed us forward, okay, he didn't play too bad in that period, but it was Smith Rowe and Saka, warriors out there. It was the two of them for me, were the guys that were holding us in it, guys. Yeah, Pepe, not a fan. I like when he plays good and when he scores goals like any fan would. I can appreciate the talent he produces when he produces it, but he doesn't produce it nearly enough. Yeah, but he's 10 times the player Willian is, of course. 10 times the player Willian and Xhaka are. Okay, the assembled with another comment. Oh wait, my apologies and views. Pepe looks to have his dribbling skills at Lille. I haven't seen him beat his man except for cutting into the left, which is very predictable. It is predictable, and you know who else is predictable? Lacazette is very predictable. And you have the two of them sometimes working in tandem. It's very predictable on that side. We get bottled up very easily against United, City, Liverpool, Spurs. They put the shackles on them, guys, and he can't get free. Dribbling skills are very important, and beating a man like Saka does, like Smith Rowe. But Saka, for me, is the best in the team at beating a player. He does it fantastically. He does it at speed, with pace, everything you need. Good close control, and a good end ball, a good final ball into the box. He has a result at the end of it, either a shot or a good pass. Saka, for me, is the best player in the team at beating a player. He's wonderful at beating a player. And that's what opens up the space, guys, and that's what makes him so valuable. And England know that. That's why he's in their team, guys. I'm just going to thank you for that comment and pair of views. I appreciate it. I'm just going to go to the assembled. Another comment. Pepe can't play within the team structure that Arteta uses. He's more reliable than Aubameyang for a start. He is more reliable than Aubameyang. I will admit that. Aubameyang from last season, anyway. Not from the season before. But Aubameyang from last season, absolutely 110%. He is more reliable than Aubameyang. Imperative views, just going to put that up for you guys. Tierney should be mentioned alongside the likes of Saka and ESR as well. Say no more about it. I'm a big fan of Kieran Tierney, guys. He's just quality, a class player through and through. I'm a huge fan of his, guys. A huge fan of Kieran Tierney. I've nothing but time for that guy. When I saw that he was missing from the Scotland game, I think it was against the Czech Republic, I knew they were going to get stuffed. Like I said, guys, in the Euros, I'm not talking about Arsenal, I'm going to say about Scotland. When I saw that he wasn't going to be playing for Scotland in one of the big games, I think it was against the Czech Republic, I knew they were in trouble, guys. When a player of his ability is not on the field, you're always going to struggle, guys. You're always going to struggle. He comes back to the Arsenal setup, and he comes back to the Scotland setup. It's a completely different team, guys. He's a fantastic player, Tierney. Absolutely wonderful player. Incredible player. My apologies that I didn't mention him before. I'm a big fan of his. Incredible player. Wonderful, class act. I've a lot of time for Tierney. A lot of time for him. Big up yourself, Tierney. That's a very good point in pair of views. Kieran Tierney is top class player. Okay, the Semen is another comment. What is predictable as Arteta's tactics? The best at beating a player is Martinelli, when you never know with Arteta at the helm. Yeah, Martinelli is incredible. I'll never forget his run against Chelsea. That equaliser, I think, in a Premier League game at Stamford Bridge. Who'll ever forget that run of his, guys, from one box to the other, and the coolness to slot past the keeper after the goal Kante slipped. I mean, Martinelli is a fantastic forward. I have a lot of time for him. Martinelli, Tierney, Saka, and Smith Rowe. 4 of them, say no more about it. Fantastic players for the club. Martinelli, wonderful player. Thank you for your comedy assembles. Okay, pair of views. Tierney's goals against West Ham. Yeah, incredible finish. Power, control, pace, and vision. Spot the gap and beat the keeper. All in one movement, guys. His first touch, absolutely fantastic. I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. Sorry to say, I've already been on for an hour and a half, coming up to close now. I appreciate you guys joining my live stream. Thank you to Imperative Views, and thank you to the assembled. Thank you for joining my live stream, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm still getting into the live streaming, guys. I'm still learning as I go along. Okay, I'll take that one last question from Imperative Views, and then I'm gonna head out west. It's been an hour and a half. I need to have my lunch. Do you watch Arsenal women? Katie McCabe is the clone of Tierney. I know the player. I actually posted on my Instagram account. Old School Gunner, this morning about the actual Arsenal ladies fixtures for the season. So check that out, guys. Check my Instagram, Old School Gunner. I have the fixture list for the ladies team. So check that out. Katie McCabe is a powerhouse. She's like a clone of, yeah, she's a good player, but not quite as good as Tierney, of course. She is passionate and brave, and he is brave. I'm just going to put up this one from Saka. Sorry, Saka is an okay player, but maybe he does need more physicality, but he's a very good player, the assembled. But I respect your opinion, and I appreciate you watching my live stream. Thank you very much. He does need a bit more physicality. He's not the strongest player in the world, but he's got incredible close control, first touch, and he can beat a player, and really beat a player. Thank you for your comedy, assembled. I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. This last comment from Imperative Views. Thank you for tuning in, Imperative Views, and thank you for your compliment. I'm glad you liked the show. No problem at all. I'll answer your questions anytime. No problem at all. I will have a great time in Venezuela. Thank you very much. Once I keep drinking enough water and don't get too overheated. See you next time, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Like my video, guys. Subscribe to my channel, Old School Gunner. See you next time. Thank you to the two of you guys. Thank you, Imperative Views, and thank you to the assembled. I appreciate your input. And take care, guys. All the best. See you next time, guys.